Hey, it's Mike with the Daily BM. On this episode, Brad and I discuss Apple and Facebook joining forces on the AI front, and we talk about several other topics. It's quite the roller coaster. So we hope you enjoy this episode of the Daily BM for Tech Talk Tuesday. And remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, fuckers. I hope you're enjoying your day back at work after a long, hard weekend. Suckers. I'm just kidding. What's up, Mikey? Still enjoying vacation, or are you finally back?
I don't know. I might have retired permanently. Hold on, my mic's not even close enough. I don't doubt if you can hear me.
Yeah, you're not even freaking prepared. That's how much you've been gone. You're
I
like,
gave
yeah,
up on
I'm
life.
good. Yeah, me too.
I gave up
Don't
on
worry.
life.
You know what, dude?
Like, I'm out.
I really wish that I could make an AI model of myself, like literally where it interacted as me all day, and I could be lazy and sit on my ass and let the AI do my job and just get paid.
It'll just be. It's just you just be like exactly like the Facebook AI bot.
I know.
Worthless.
I mean, nobody would know the difference, right? For
Worthless.
every day, Brad would be completely worthless, just like the AI would. So hey, it all matches up. Everybody would believe it. They'd be like, God, Brad's a little smarter than he ever has been. Jesus.
Beep, 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 beep.
They'd be like, wait, that's got to be a bot. It's way too smart to be Brad.
All you have to do is just keep programming in little bits of angry outbursts every like 15 minutes. Just have it be mad.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
I mean, think about it though, man. I mean, really, if you really think about it, how cool would it be to integrate AI using your? I mean, they're already doing it with like, what is it they call it? What's the word I'm looking for here? Where they imitate actors and shit like that. There's a word for it. Where they're saying it's AI. Oh my God, help me out, dude. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's a word for it that people use it for it when it's a
imitation.
When it's a fake, when it's a bot, like it's not Matt Damon and it's overlaid on and he's talking, but it's really not him. Oh. Anyway, whatever. Fuck it. Whoever's listening right now, no counterfeit. No, dude. Right now, somebody's yelling at their freaking thing, going, "You fucking dumbasses! It's this." You know what I mean?
Just discount Matt Damon.
Discount Matt. Yeah, he's the wish list Damon on the house.
Timu Damon.
Timu Damon. But seriously, if you think about it, though, I mean, how cool would it be like if your job was just nothing but digital, and like you were like how you and I are talking right now on a video screen, where you could just set up an AI bot to log into like Zoom, and he's talking on your behalf the whole entire time.
Have that. It was on Shark Tank.
Yeah, but I meant like we wouldn't have to work. It just does our job for us and just books appointments and closes. And
you'd already be then the company would just replace you.
No, they wouldn't know. You would just be like,
eventually they figure out.
Hey, listen, how great would this be though? Like, think about this though. Let's just role play for a minute. So you set up this AI, right? And it goes into Zoom meetings, it closes deals, and you're just sitting on your couch watching TV, eating stuff. And then you would like salesman of the year. And so you have to go to like a meeting or something of that nature. And and they literally go, hey, you won this year. Then you only go to the event and you show up and then you go right back to sitting on your couch and you have like all these trophies and it was never you. It was just AI doing it for you.
Yeah. So they already have one called ZoomBot. Like I already did it where you basically film yourself and then the ZoomBot answers for you and it automates your video meeting so you don't have to actually be there.
Are you serious?
That's serious. Look it up. For real.
No shit. ZoomBot?
Yeah, it logs in your meetings and pretends it's you.
Brilliant.
And you just pre-record video and stuff like that where you're just like looking and
Oh, but it's just pre-recorded stuff of you, nothing else.
No, it's
right?
an AI chatbot, so it chats back like it interacts.
So it interacts. You just record a video and the AI learns your characteristics and then throws it out there. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100% badass. But speaking of AI,
it creates a digital twin of yourself, and then, it actually like talks and does everything else.
Speaking of AI, I know we've talked about it like the last couple of Tuesdays, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's going anywhere. It's only going to get worse, guys. So you might as well just deal with it as far as the AI, because there's always shit coming out with it, man. But, did you see that Apple and Microsoft, Apple and Meta, who hate each other with a passion, are talking about collabing with AI?
Which is going to make me so sad because the Meta AI is like the shittiest thing I've ever met in my entire life.
Isn't it though? I mean,
everything Meta puts out shit.
You just fucking hate them, dude.
Well, I mean, Meta.
Apple stated that they were already partnering with OpenAI, and bring ChatGPT into a revamped version of Siri, right?
Yeah.
But they're also now talking about pulling in and going with Facebook
Meta too.
Yeah, Meta 2, whatever you want to call it. They haven't been finalized or anything. They're saying it could still fall through, which you and I both hope, because we don't want Apple to get a black eye when Meta gets involved, because they'll give them a black eye. They will. But
or Zucky will just steal shit like he did the first time around.
Oh, he's the Bill Gates of the modern era. Stole Apple's Macintosh code to create Windows, and just go to town and put it on top of DOS as the back end.
There you go.
But no, you have like Sarah Perez noted that Apple's approach to AI currently sounds a bit boring and practical.
Yeah, it is. It's not. It's for everyday use, not for like ooh and ah and all that bullshit.
Well, they're saying
I don't know if you've ever noticed, but like Apple makes stuff like for real world application that actually helps you and makes your life better. They don't make stupid shit that's flashy, that's fake. Like, oh look, you could take a picture of the moon and it's crystal clear, and then all of a sudden, like
I know where you're going later,
after you've been touting how badass your phone is, because like, look, I can zoom into the moon and get this amazing photo of your Apple can't do that. Oh wait, it's been faked by AI, so any white globe you zoom in on, it turns it into the moon. Shocker. Visually enhancement.
That's a Samsung black eye, isn't it?
Yeah, no shit.
That was Samsung's shit, wasn't it?
100%.
Hey, Droid. That's why, right there.
Droid.
You ever say that name, Droid? It means it's void.
That's Android. That's not even Samsung. That was Android.
Yeah, but isn't Samsung? They're the manufacturer of the phone.
Droid.
Android is the actual OS that runs on it.
From Google. Yeah.
Yeah, don't question me on technology, dick. Of course I know what it is.
I was
just saying that they're running the Android OS, so they still had to manipulate the code, didn't they? Or was that all hardwired into the phone?
Huh?
Oh my God! Pay attention, motherfucker! Jesus Christ!
No,
you're over there reading a goddamn article on the show, like you always fucking do. Everybody knows it. Whenever you stop and pause, you're preoccupied. You motherfucker! You know it's true.
Well, as Donald Trump said, I don't even know what he said, and neither did he.
Oh yeah, whatever. Don't even try to quote Trump. All right.
What did you? So what did you say now?
I don't know. I'm saying it's just COVID. Yeah, COVID. If anybody can see me right now, I'm just staring blank into space like Joe Biden did during his first debate. You know what I mean? I'm going to change course. And you know what? If you listen for tech today, we're going to take a little side leap here for a second. Did you have a chance to watch any of the footage of the debate?
No.
Any of it?
No.
Well, let me just elaborate on this, and I'll give you my take on it, okay? Joe Biden, no offense, has no business being the president of the United States. I'm going to go out on a limb here and piss some people off.
Bam.
If you're a liberal and if you're a Democrat, sorry, dude, you guys know it deep down inside that this man, under no circumstance, can be reelected.
We want him to have the nuclear football.
No shit. He'd be like, "Oh, did we just play football?" No, but seriously, everybody has to realize that he's just too old to hold that job. It's stressful enough as it is, and you have to make quick decisions and the right decisions. And I have no faith in that man making a decision. I'm not saying that I'm pro-Trump and loving Trump or any of that kind of shit. I'm just saying, for the sheer spectacle of this man being 80 some odd years old. I mean, my dad, I wouldn't even trust my dad, and he's 85, to run the government. in his current brain status. You know what I mean? His capacity. That's probably not status, but capacity.
Right.
And what I mean by that is that he's just not sharp anymore. It's obvious. It's blatant. Even the Democrats know that he's not there. I would not be surprised. I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys, and you guys can call me a prophet when I'm done. Okay. I truly believe that this was a setup. I'm going into
No, I'm not doing that one.
Okay. Okay.
Way to fuck it up. I was doing the background music. You should have just kept walking. I was doing patriotic music. Well, instead, we'll go with Matthew McConaughey from Wolf
do
of
that
Wall
again.
Street.
How the hell does that sound like patriotic music? Do it. Yeah, you were doing that. You were going. And so I had no idea what the hell you were. I know you're going.
I can't help it that your internet's lagging out when you listen to it to full speed.
I thought you were doing like Matthew McConaughey. I was going to be like Leonardo DiCaprio. But anyway, going back to the old man.
Joseph.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Speaking of old man,
fuck you.
Don't make a lot of sense.
I make total sense on this one. So the reality is that I would not be. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that the Democratic Party before the DNC, okay, before they have that, they're gonna pull Joe Biden off the ticket and blame it on his health, and they're going to put somebody else in the seat that can compete against Trump. Mark my words. You heard it here first on the Daily BM by me on this particular July month. And I'm telling you, by the time it gets to the DNC, we will not have Joe Biden in there. And if not, I'll do something, whatever Mike wants me to do on air, besides, anything sexual to him or any other guy, because I know how he thinks. And I'll take any bet you want to have me go do. How's that deal? That's how confident I am that they're gonna sweep him out. But if he is removed, I get to pick.
There's a high probability that he might not even make it to the next.
You think he's gonna die by the time he gets to the DNC?
to the next debate.
Wow, damn!
I think he's gonna have a medical emergency and be incapacitated, and we'll have Kamala Harris for a couple of months.
God, even worse. Oh my God, even worse. She's delusional. I saw her speech afterward, and she was just like, "I think he did a really good job." And no. I'm going, what the fuck is wrong with this lady?
Well, nothing's wrong with her. She just has to read the teleprompter.
Yeah, no.
Teleprompter or die.
Yeah, she could actually read the teleprompter. I'm just saying she can actually read it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What happened. It wasn't that he just got lost on the teleprompter. He didn't know where to pick back up. He's like,
he's like looking at the TV, and then he's just not there. He's not there. He's just too old. He needs to just go retire into the sunset and call it a day. That's just my personal opinion. And that's what I believe is going to happen. But anyway, back to AI. So let's pivot back. So, speaking of AI, they made one of Joe Biden for the thing. But that being said,
why do we even need a president? Can't we just get rid of that whole position and just do something different, like tribunal or I don't know, something different?
I mean, really, realistically, all he does is sign bills that Congress passes anyway. You know what I mean? So why couldn't you just have the Speaker of the House sign off on it or whatever? You know what I mean?
I think whichever American has the highest followers on Instagram should be president for the day. It just rotates. Right now, you know what I mean?
Right now, every Instagram influencer is looking. Oh yes, I'm president.
We just a natural born American citizen with the highest Instagram followers. They are now president. And if people don't like them, you know how you get them out? You just unfollow them, and then as it plummets, the next person gets voted into office.
And then it says, "Welcome to POTUS."
Yeah, you just get a little POTUS.
You get the badge. You get a POTUS badge. Yeah, with the eagle and fucking the arrows and shit, just like the seal of the president. You get that says, "Congratulations, you are now POTUS."
And then no matter wherever you are, the Secret Service just shows up, and you just got to detail immediately,
just like that. You're making money, dude.
I'd be like, no, you don't get paid. It's a free position now.
I'd be like, nobody gets paid. I'd be like, I am now president of the United States of America. And my first order of business would be that everybody in the United States pays a 25% tax. That's it. Flat tax all the way across the board, no matter what you make.
No, because you'd have one of the girls in there. It's like, cherry, cherry, and she does a stupid little movement or whatever it is, like to get the gifts. Like
cherry.
Oh
my God.
oh.
Dink followers, dink followers, dink followers.
And first ever president of the United States, OnlyFans champion.
Yeah.
Harry McSnatch.
OnlyFans champion. She gets a champion freaking OnlyFans badge and a POTUS badge. Display it on your Hey Meta, display it on your profile now. You know what I mean?
Congratulations, you've been nominated as president.
I wouldn't last one day. They'd vote me out. I got unfollowed so much, it wouldn't even last. But anyway, let's go back to it. So, what's your thought? I mean, I know you said, "Oh wow," because everything Meta does, it screws them up. But what I mean, do you honestly think just because the Meta AI sucks that Apple wouldn't actually control most of that, but maybe just use the user base that Meta has? I mean, because Apple doesn't have. I mean, besides the iPhone and things like that, they don't have the same reach capability as like a Meta does because of their platform.
They have a bigger reach.
Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Think about how many users that have Droids that are still on Meta's platform that now.
Are we talking about real people, or are we talking?
I'm not talking about the bots. I'm not talking about all the bots. So let's remove half their people.
Probably three quarters of the people actually. Their number, because I think there's isn't there 19 billion people on Facebook now, and there's only 8 billion people on the planet.
I don't know.
Isn't it some astronomical number? It's a 5 to 1. There's chickens are signing up.
Chickens. Mr. Cock. Haley the hen. You know what I mean? Just shit like that. But no, seriously, it's like I would think that Apple would want.
They said they have 4 billion users, so half the planet uses Meta.
Which I find that pretty realistic.
I mean,
who doesn't have a Facebook?
A quarter of those, 2 billion of those people are in India.
Stop! I'm serious, man. Yeah. You honestly don't think that Apple would just want access to their users? You know what I mean? On that platform, just for that reason. I mean, because why else would you cut a deal for shitty Meta AI? Unless you just want to have access to those people's data, you know. I see the deal falling through in the end. I just think there's too much hate between the two companies that they would come to a conclusion and say, "Hey, let's work together." At this point,
well,
you know,
I just think Facebook would want to whore out all of their Apple subscribers to sell them Zynga games and sell them off to the Chinese.
Zynga games. Oh man, I don't know.
I hate Meta.
Yeah, it's obvious as shit. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see however all these people are making their moves, you know. I mean, with you have what is it? Microsoft, how do they even play into this stuff? I mean, Windows is still pretty much used globally more than any other OS, than any other operating system. So I wonder how they're going to play into this AI. I mean, you haven't heard a word from Microsoft at all about what they're going to, how they're going to incorporate, if they do it at all.
Is Microsoft even still a thing?
Dude, people still buy Windows 11, and that thing is shit. I'm sorry. I don't know. Hey, listen.
Do they actually buy it, or does it just do they just buy a cheap computer and it just shows up?
Well, okay, I would say that probably happens half the time, but the other half what happens is in the business
walk
world.
In and go
well,
I don't have $1,000 to spend on an AirBook. I got $75, so let me get this.
Yeah,
Microsoft,
that's how it happens. Okay, so for instance, when I was in the IT field, okay, we used to buy Dell machines, right? And they were preloaded with Windows 7. Yeah. But there was a big difference in spending, $1,500 versus $5,000 on a MacBook. Even though I am a sole believer that the Apple products are superior to anything that Microsoft or other manufacturers in the PC world put out, they still have the edge in the gaming world, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they probably will keep that for a while because of Xbox and and the way the games run on a PC versus a Mac. Because a Mac you can't upgrade any of the parts. You can't upgrade a video card, but you can sure as shit upgrade a video card on a PC.
So since we're segueing, I got mixed feelings on that because Here's the problem that Microsoft has, in my professional opinion, and I'm not professional at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They have to build an OS that runs thousands of different types of configurations of equipment based on what the end user decides to purchase to put in there. So you've got different BIOSes, you've got different RAM sticks, you've got different hard drives, different video cards, you've got all these different components, different Ethernet cards. You got all these different components that can be put together in an infinite number of possibilities. And then the OS has to figure out how to make all of these interact and optimized for best possible performance, which means you probably have tons of bloat in there of coding to try to make everything run mediocrely okay.
Are you talking about on the Microsoft side? Or are you talking about
Microsoft?
Okay,
on the Microsoft side.
Well, let me tell you how that really truly works. So basically, what happens is the manufacturers make the driver. Period. So they get the code of the OS from Microsoft to make their shit work, because Microsoft doesn't give a shit. I mean, they really don't. If your stuff, right. you are. That's why they're always having those updates to those drivers, because, like you said, there's code that sucks, or they have a memory leak, which most shit leaks anyway on freaking Microsoft products. Let's just face it. Like, so how often do you really get a memory leak on an Apple product?
Very rarely. But
it does. But it's usually the manufacturer, like Adobe, for instance.
That's software driven, because of the way that they design their software. But it's a lot less on Macs than it is on Windows. But what I'm saying is you've got multiple manufacturers that don't work together, building their own drivers for their one piece of equipment to function with the OS. And then I can't tell you how many times on my Windows machine I would install a new piece of hardware and I would have conflicts with other pieces of hardware across the board. Like, it would cause all sorts of problems. And then you'd find out down the road, oh, this isn't compatible. They're not compatible with each other. I'm sure, I don't know if you experienced that on the commercial side, but on the residential side, like just going out and buying and building my own PCs, I ran into that numerous times. I'd buy the latest, greatest video card only to find out that it conflicts with the RAM that I had in my system because they're not compatible with the way that they work together. So I'd have to upgrade the entire motherboard and RAM to work with the new video card because the shit just didn't work. And it wasn't simple because it would just be crashing out, blue screen of death. Now, when you get into the high level Macs, like the Mac Pro, those have the ability to buy upgrades, and you can upgrade them. They're very expensive, but you can upgrade them. I mean, you can swap out video, RAM, everything for the Mac approved products, but it's all built in the same manufacturer. It's all optimized. So what I like about it, yeah, you can't upgrade it, which means the longevity is not nearly as there if you don't know what you want. Now, if you buy a machine designed for what your workload is and you plan it out, then you're good. You have a machine that's good for 2 or 3 years, 4 years. I mean, there's people still running Windows 98 out there because they've kept their 95. I've seen some machines running Windows 95 because they're still, using that old PC.
Yep.
Still kicking, which that fucks up with the whole ecosystem.
You're not a fucking kidding, dude. I mean, it's crazy. Again, your question was, is it like that on the business side? So I was going to try to answer that one first. So it really wasn't. And now I'm going to explain why. I can't knock on Microsoft on the business side because it was pretty solid. The Office products are really solid. I mean, they have it on lockdown. Like Google has made an attempt with Google Sheets and Googles and all that crap. I'm not a huge fan of it compared to the Office applications of Microsoft, like Excel and Word and things like that. I mean, yeah, Google has something equivalent. I'm just not a big fan of it, and maybe it's just because I've had longevity over it for 20, 25 years. But when it comes to like hardware on the business side, you don't really upgrade your video card. You don't really upgrade anything. So it's kind of like when you buy a MacBook. So I can understand why they have it on lockdown with businesses. And then Apple really doesn't have anything server side. Mm. Okay. So Microsoft dominates the market along with Linux, and things like that, on the server end. So,
yeah.
And but the problem I have with Microsoft is that even on the server side, you damn well better know what you're doing, because there's a lot of ways to get backdoored. Huh, no pun intended. I mean, there's a lot of way to get backdoored with their shit. So you better know it, because you can leave something wide open, man. I'm guilty. I've done it before in the past where I'm like, fuck, didn't think about that. You know what I mean? Then you got to go in and fix it, or you got to reset it. That's why virtual machines were back in our day when I was doing it. When we use, I don't know, people still may use VM machines, but where you would just create VMs of everything, and that way you could just set it back to the night before and then go fix the hole, and then boom, as long as nobody was writing data when that thing happened, that event happened. If so, then you're like, hey guys, sorry, you're shit out of luck. You know what I mean? We got to reset this thing back from 2 hours ago. So whatever you did in the last 2 hours, you're fucked, you know, because unless you're saving in real time, you know, which is constant, you know, which takes up a lot of fucking room. But I don't know, that may have changed. I haven't looked at it because I haven't had to, you know?
I mean, we segued here a little bit, but you know, it's interesting because like what is the purpose in this, you know, global connected world of having your own server farm at your office, like as opposed to a cloud-based type system or solution?
As I was leaving the IT field, you know, 6 years ago, I can tell you we were already moving that direction. Everything, we had only one server in the office.
Right.
And it was all, but that server had like, I don't know, 10 terabytes, you know, space.
Yeah.
And we ran 5 of our servers in a virtual environment. And then they were all backed up to the cloud.
So like what kind of software did you run on the servers? Like what was it? Like what was
we were using? At the time we were using VMware. And we were using the.
I mean, like why? Like why? Okay, so I'm a user and I'm sitting here and like say I'm in accounting and I use QuickBooks. Do I log onto a server to get to QuickBooks from my terminal?
No,
like what would be the purpose?
So the server was basically was purpose for email handling. So you'd have an Exchange server that you would have in there as a virtual machine.
Which now you could use Gmail as a server, and you wouldn't need a server.
You could, but you pay for that more than what the VMware at the time. I don't know. I haven't. You're asking me about the pricing. I have no idea. That was 6-7 years ago, so I don't know.
Right.
I just know back then it wasn't available. But we used VMware. I'm just telling you what we did. And what it was you use VMware for like Exchange services. You would use it for file server. So that way you could run, you know, Weiss terminals, or you can run Windows terminals that were just a terminal machine. That would just basically be a VM image coming over from the server. So you might buy like 15 licenses and you'd push those out to a computer, and that was it. And then they really only stored their files on the server. It wasn't on a machine. Right. So I mean, they were
all in the same office, right? So you'd sit down and basically get a terminal. So it'd just be like a dumb terminal, and then there would be it'd be hooked to the server, and the server would house all the data and stuff.
Or you could also work from home on your current laptop if you just VMwared in to that into the server.
But what's
from
the advantage
office.
Of that over having it? Like, what's the advantage of having it that way over having it like on each computer?
Well, the advantage was that the fact that it was just centralized, and then if somebody, for instance, fucked something up on their side. You know, they couldn't fuck up. You were locked out of certain things. It was more control. You could have centralized control over versus having to go to each machine and give control. I could centrally push one fucking rule out, and boom, everybody was on that fucking rule, just like that. It was a lot easier to manage in the long game. I'm just saying. Now with the cloud stuff, I'd have to get back into it and, you know, get certified and walk through the whole process and do all that shit all over again. You know what I mean? I've just been out of the game too long. I've been out of the game too long. I kind of know, but not really know, if that makes sense. But anyway, so we'll just close on the.
We'll have to look into that a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe we'll look into a little bit more about, like, you know, that kind of stuff so we can talk about it. But maybe bring in somebody that's a professional even onto the show that could tell us a little bit more, like, hey, what's this, that, and the other, and, you know, what's the advantages? But
I mean, I know the biggest reason that like a lot of people liked Windows machines, and that's because if something died, they could go to like Staples. Like if a hard drive died, they could literally go to Staples and get a new one and put it in. Whereas with Macs, it was more challenging. Especially, it's even more challenging now with everything being soldered onto the motherboard. But I remember that being the case. I remember when I first started, I had a Mac, and Logic board went out on the Mac, and it was like a 2-week turnaround time,
right,
for me to get my computer back.
So you could definitely have a quick fix.
Where something went out on a Windows machine, you know, that's why I switched from Mac to Windows. originally because I couldn't afford like a second backup Mac. I went out and bought the cheap Windows machine and used
That's
it,
what I meant.
and it sucked. It sucked compared to my Mac until my Mac came back, but it was enough to get the job done.
Dude, I'm telling you, Mike, I will never, and I state this religiously now, and that's why you're smiling, because you're making fun of me in your head, because I used to be such a Windows and an Apple's basher. I was an Apple basher when I first started getting into this 7 years ago. But I'm telling you, after being on this product for as long as I have, and just how the functionality of an Apple product over a Microsoft product, there's no fucking way you could put me on a Windows machine.
I mean, that's everything about it. Like, real quick, and then we'll get out of here. That's like, I have the Meta Quest, the VR, and I've tried the Apple Vision Pro, and I'm telling you what, like, Meta built the Quest as like a distraction from life. Like, it's games, it's virtual areas, it's stupid chats. Like, Apple built something that literally integrates with your life to make you more productive and more efficient. You can be sitting there watching your TV and having something on the right. Here, you can walk through your kitchen, see your to-do list. Like, it has so many cool features that Meta just doesn't have. That's not, Meta, I don't know. It's almost like Meta's trying to distract you for like with ads, and Apple makes you more productive. Like, all their products, I feel like, make me more productive as opposed to sucking time away.
I was just about to close on this note to follow up with that, and I'll close on this statement, and then I'm done. So the reality is I was just about to say, Apple adds to your life. Yeah. Meta takes it away.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about the products, and that's how I feel about those things. But anyway, well, listen, everybody, thanks for listening today. We really appreciate having you on. I know we ran 4 different directions on you today. We try to stay on topic, but sometimes, hey, the show, we like to go that route. And you know what? If you don't like it, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, that being said, don't forget. Like and subscribe to somebody else. I mean, whatever. I mean, float your boat. Go for it.
Love you guys.
Freaking assholes.
Artsies.
But anyway, levesies. But anywho,
I had that turned off. Hold on.
Oh God, he's doing heart symbols on the screen. Good Lord. All right. So guys, don't forget, head over to thedailybm.com where you can follow us on all our socials. You can also go to YouTube and Rumble, and you can subscribe over there. And also, you get to see Mikey checking out his sexy man. I'm too sexy for the screen. Too sexy for the screen. I'm sexy for sure. Beard. He's about he's promo dropping. So MasonDangerBeardCO.com. Where you can, I just Biden the shit out of that. Let me redo it again. I just Biden the shit out of that. MasonDangerBeardCO.com, where you get 20% off just using the promo code DailyBM. Mikey, got anything before we get out of here?
Yes, Renegade and Outlaw. Those are my 2 favorite oils. And then the wax is really, really good too. Is it a wax or is it like a pomade?
It's kind of a cross between the two. Because it's like it's not like super hard like a wax, but it's like it's kind of in between that texture. So, but I like it. I love their shit.
Is good.
Yeah, I love my barber, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm
just
sorry,
kidding, Cole. I love you, buddy.
They've also got some really cool gear that you should check out. Shirts,
and you get a cool koozie, man, and your freaking shit. Every time I have like koozies out the ass now. They all say Mason Danger Beard on them, and it has some funny slogan on the side. I love it. I mean, it looks great with my Pepsi in it. Anyway, Mikey, we're out of here. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
Have a good one.
Deuces.